is the Christ. That's why in the Conference of Nicaea, as Alvin Boyd Hume, the great massive scholar of the 1940s, said, they had to take the amount of times that the word Lucifer appeared in the Bible and get rid of it down to one time, because you would draw the parallel that Lucifer and Christ is the same. Whereas in Genesis they said Lucifer fell like the morning star. But by the time you get to Revelations, Christ said, I am the morning star. You see?
Yup. Raw Radio. Honor and respect to everybody listening. So tapping into the energy of Lucifer and Jesus connected, because it's the same thing. So Lucifer is a spirit, obviously. Jesus is a spirit, obviously. You know, human beings serve many gods, you know what I'm saying? And they think they just serve one God, my God this. And, you know, the reality responds to our actions. If you don't get up, if you don't breathe, you die. If you don't get up and go to work, you're not going to make a couple dollars. If you don't go swimming, you're not going to learn how to swim. So the action, you can speak about swimming all you want. If you don't get in that pool or in that water, you're not going to know how to swim. So you can say God this and God that, but through your actions is being shown, whether you're ignorant to your actions or not. Because as an adult, you know what I'm saying, we need to understand what the fuck is going on. So in this quote unquote age of enlightenment, you know, let's talk about the light. All right, boom. So Lucifer, the morning star, and Venus, right? So there's a connection to Lucifer and Venus. Put that in your back pocket, right? Because in the morning sky, you can see Venus as the bright star that comes up during sunrise. Rome definitely still runs this world. That's why most women want to be romanticized, and men want to live a romanticized, luxurious lifestyle, i.e. Lucifer. So then the moon is named Diana or Artemis. Diana in Roman, Artemis in Greek, right? So then there's a tie to the deities in the celestial bodies. The deities would be Diana, which is the moon, and then Venus. Both female, feminine energies. Lucifer. Think of Lucifer as, I don't want to say gay, but more androgen. You know what I'm saying? It's not for me to put the gender on it, so to speak. But think of him as androgen, but because it's tied to the more feminine nature. It says Luke, so think of Luke as in Luke Skywalker. That's why Luke Skywalker was the light. He wasn't the Sith, the Darth version. Darth Vader, he was like, Darth Vader was Saturn, let's say. And Luke was like Jesus' character, was the light that brought back the Jedi, as opposed to the darkness and the Sith and what Darth Vader had going on. Anakin, Anunnaki, and all of that. Also, to bear children, right? So think about that as well. So Diana the moon, morning star, and Venus. So some people have deities of Buddha up, because a lot of people run with Buddha, or they'll have Ganesha up with the, you know what I'm saying? So but the ones that are like focused on, i.e. Jesus and Lucifer, through our words, thoughts, and actions, is the ones that, you know, are prevalent now. Because previously, nobody was worshiping Jesus before he came around, before he was presented to you in a certain capacity. So just know that Jesus and Lucifer run together. Think of Lucifer as the king of Babylon. Boom. So think of luxury. Now we're going into luxury. Luxury, sexual intercourse. Think of the freak-offs. When you think of luxury, you think of Lucifer, luxury, Lucifer, delight. And then now, what brings the most amount of light to a human being? Sexual intercourse. We literally light up when we're having sex, or from an auric perspective. So much so that we could bring in another being, you know what I'm saying, another soul, another light to this world. So boom, so luxury, think of multiple women, saying fucking and screwing and this, that, and the third. Sexual intercourse, self-indulgence, sensual pleasure, lust, excess, extravagant living. That's all luxury. Luxury is all Lucifer, lux. You know what I'm saying? Check it, Lucifer in the middle right here, lux. Lucifer is lux. So if you cherish or worship luxury in any shape or fashion, no matter how much you go into church, you're involving yourself with Lucifer, the Lucifer energy. You know what I'm saying? So to speak. So it's not to demonize one or the other. It's just to put proper things in their proper perspective and utilize them accordingly. But when you take these things internally, nothing wrong with having sex. There's nothing wrong with living, having sensual pleasure. There's nothing wrong with self-indulgence. There's nothing wrong with satisfying your lust, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? You have to do these things, but do them in balance. Because one versus the other is the reason why Catholic priests, you know, end up touching the boys, because they move themselves away from their desires. And then now they playing with boys. All in Jesus, because Jesus is gay. That's why Lucifer has the energy of the feminine. They both. It's crazy how they run the energies through. Um, so boom, Lux again, light, Luke, like Luke Skywalker, and then more parts of Luke. So think of illumination, illustration, lightning, like Jupiter lightning, lubrication, the Illuminati. So people think with if Jesus is the good, that's why you see a lot of conspiracy videos out there, and everybody will be. That's the main thing that you can see in reality right now that shows you how real the Jesus and Lucifer energy are tied together. Because if you look at a lot of the quote unquote conspiracy theories and Illuminati theories where they're doing this, that, or the third, the best ones, the real good ones, will bring your ass right back to Jesus. Yo, Jesus will save you. And the sun in the morning or the morning star, you want to go to Jesus, who is still who called himself the morning star too, by the way. You know what I'm saying? So see lunatic, lunacy, lunar, so that also ties it into the moon. So the Illuminati's like, let's say the Luciferians, I was gonna be Luciferians, Satanists, Luciferians, they're doing all this Luciferian stuff. Yeah, but so are you. Because you're getting money and you pleasing your luxuries. And although you may go to church or mosque or whatever, luxury is a part of this world. You're going to grab yourself a chain. You're going to grab yourself a nice car. You're not going to be a bum in the street. So you are indulging yourself. And there's nothing wrong with doing these things. But know that that's, you know what I'm saying, the Lucifer energy, how it's being manipulated towards human beings on this earth. It's like you pick one or the other. All right, I'm going to pick Jesus. No, I'm going to pick Lucifer. And I'm going to go Lucifer, fuck the world. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go with Jesus. All right, and I'm going to do my best to save the world. Do both. Be in but not of, as Homeboy told you that he was. So moving into that is Superman and Lex Luthor. Hold on, before I go to the Lex Luthor and Superman, the Revelations, again, I don't really like to quote the Bible, but I will. Revelations 22:16, the numerology of 22:16 says, Lucifer is Jesus claims himself as the son of the morning in Revelations 22-16. So if you do the numerology of 22-16, 6 plus 1 is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So the numerology is 11. That points you towards the duality of Jesus and Lucifer being the same damn person, same damn individual. All right, so now let's get back to Lex Luthor and Superman to show you how this plays out in the world, how this plays out in our mythology and what we're showing our children and what we've been raised on. I watched Superman growing up, and everybody knows who Lex Luthor is if you know Superman. So Lex is Lux, Luthor is Lucifer. Simple. Lex Luthor. Lex is Lux, and Lex Luthor had what? All of the material trappings of the world. He had all of the gadgets. He had the kryptonite. He had he businesses. All that luxury things you would naturally correlate with luxury and business and Luciferian evil energy to want to just destroy certain things. But he was only really trying to destroy Superman. Is an exacerbation of humanity. That was Lex Luthor, and Superman is clearly Jesus. Jupiter, Jesus. That's Superman. Superman is literally trying to save the world. He's always on his good time. He doesn't tap into his negative side. You know what I'm saying? All of that comes from another place, comes from God, the L's, Con-El, you know what I'm saying? Kal-El or whatever, comes from the L's, comes from God. So that's why it shows like it's a fight against themselves. They are arch right. Lex Luthor is a human being. Superman could wash him at any point in time. Why can't he kill Lex Luthor? Why can't he internally ever just destroy him, hit him with the eye beams, or just squash him? Because Lex Luthor is Superman. They're the same person. So much so, it showed you like throughout the transition of DC Comics, so much so that Lex Luthor is Superman, that they had a son, Superboy. Pause. And that shows you the androgen, gay, whatever nature you want to call it. But they had a clone. There was a clone of Superman, and the clone of Superman his name was Connor Kent. So like he's the king of the world. He's a Khan. What's that shit called? Through Young Justice, and look up Connor Kent and Superboy. So he was created with Lex Luthor's and Superman's DNA. So a boy was created from two men, right? You know what I'm saying? And that shows how the connection between Lex Luthor and Superman. Of all the villains he's with, Lex Luthor was obsessed with Superman, and Superman was obsessed with Lex Luthor. Why? Because they are the opposite side of each other. And then they had their own son, and then their son was Connor Kent, who had like some of the powers of Superman, but not all, because he had this humanistic side. He sides with Luthor sometimes, and most of the time he's trying to run behind Superman. Young Justice series is crazy. Or the animated series is crazy. It shows you all kind of shit through there. So boom, to finish up. So there's Connor Kent, who was the son of Lex Luthor and Superman, right? His Connor Kent, he was ended up with Megan the Martian. So Superboy, Venus, ends up being with the Martian. So that's the inverted form of men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Because in this case, the woman is from Mars. She's a Martian girl or whatever. And Superboy, although he's from Earth, he's Lucifer's son, Superman's son from Venus, using his love energy. So he's the Venus component. You know what I'm saying? Of what they tell you, men are from Mars, women are from Venus, because Venus is tied into Lucifer, and Lucifer is a representation of this relationship. So it's crazy how they invert all of this stuff, you know what I'm saying, and how they move it. So, and also to show you representation of Jesus and Venus, that's why you see Jesus running around with the heart and always attached to the heart, because she had a heart is bound, you know what I'm saying, and those things, because Venus is also attached to the heart chakra and to what we love and this, that, and the third. So based upon all of that, you know what I'm saying, that's, how these things tie in. It's not wise to be out here acting like you're doing one thing or saying that you're doing one thing and then doing completely 180. Thinking that you're Superman, but you really running around behind Lex Luthor. You know what I'm saying? Thinking that you Lex Luthor, but you really want to change your life into Jesus. So that's why you'll see, celebrities. Mace went to Jesus when he was murdered at first. Kanye was doing the Pharaoh thing or whatever. He was, devil in a red dress, all of that. He wrote this song. This song right here, Lucifer. He produced that. You know what I'm saying? So, but then he ran to Jesus afterwards, and he was like absolved of his sins. So they doing this on a high level, and lording it over human beings. And human beings are doing the same thing. And we don't have to go behind any of these beings, because you didn't create. The celestial bodies is different, and I'm showing you how they tie into the celestial bodies and shit like that. But the point is that, we're all fallen stars, as OG Bobby said. We all stars within stars, literally and figuratively, like on head type shit. So within that concept, then understand where you at, and understand that you could deal with these energies on your own and not have to follow behind magic books like the Bible. And there's plenty of other people that run to Jesus after they've gone through so much trouble, and so even the Italians in the mob, they run to Jesus and all of that immediately after they sin. Confession. They're the biggest ones that go to confession, because they live a life of luxury. The mob, they live a life of luxury and entertainment, and then learn how to esoterically learn about these things, and then see how we deal with these things internally. You know what I'm saying? To deal with not just the energy of Lucifer and these beings, but how we deal with the energy of light, of enlightenment, not illumination, because that's outwardly, but enlightenment within ourselves, and the darkness within ourselves. And learn how to deal with both. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just how. And even in the Devil's Advocate, which was a representation of Satan / Lucifer with Al Pacino, when he had Neo or whatever, you know what I'm saying, Keanu Reeves come up to the joint, the main thing that they did at the end, they was about to have sexual intercourse, a huge orgy, the free course. That's luxury. That's Lucifer. That's all of that. But in Jesus, you're supposed to give yourself to Jesus, and now you can't have sex. That's gonna destroy you. Learn how to have balance, man. Balance is the key, man. Understanding how to flow. Not like a balance where you just stand there, like a flow of riding a wave. Be wavy. Like Max B, you know what I'm saying? Get wavy. Like a do-rag. Get wavy. Like the ocean. Get wavy like water. Stay wavy. Raw Radio, again, honor and respect.